My initial thought is to get airborne as quickly as I can. We've been defending the United States for obviously many, many years, but the president has been, while moving around at different locations, has been presenting the same problem since 9/11, and that is we have to defend the president or any parts of the administration of the country that need to be defended.
This is in particular focused on enforcement of temporary flight restrictions, which are circles of airspace that are designated by the Federal Aviation Administration as being restricted. So, and they're typically placed over important events or important dignitaries like the President of the United States.
Aircraft November 941 Charlie Papa. This is the U.S. Coast Guard on guard frequency 121.5. You have been intercepted.
We conduct intercepts generally of general aviation traffic. We'll be out there looking for people who have violated a temporary flight restriction, and we'll go out, get information on them, and try and turn them around and get them out of a restricted airspace.
So the one unique thing that you might say is different is because this current president spends more time in the Northeast Corridor, and that's a more complex air system. It presents a little bit more of a demanding problem, but the reality is we've been defending airspace ever since 9/11.
It is the oldest running, continuously running bike race in America. 74th year this year. It's my favorite race. It's great town, great support, great course. Look at the shape of the peloton, the pack, as they're coming through. So if you have a really single file, that means that they're going all out. They're trying to stay in that draft right behind each other.
Go Costa!
If it's a nice wide curb-to-curb kind of pack, that means they're going slowly. They're looking over their shoulder, seeing who's going to go to the front and use that effort.
It's very wet, slippery, a lot of sketchiness. Everybody's swarming, everybody's going off the side. Very competitive, you have to be aggressive to stay top. It's mostly just staying up through the corners, rubber side down, you know, not sliding out, not crashing, avoiding any other people crashing.
It's so wonderful of Summerville as a town to be able to put on an event like this, to draw so many spectators from all over the area. You have families coming out, you have race supporters coming out, you have teams coming out with their coaches. There's really nothing like it in this area, and it's spectacular.
$20 cream to the leader to the left, $20 to the left leader. Two riders slipping up the road.
To get inside this jewelry store, the thieves first had to get past one of these metal doors. To do that, well, they came down here to the corner of the store on Smith Street and looked to the circuit box. And right here, they simply unscrewed it. 4 screws, pulled it off, looked at the wires, clipped one of the wires, and then crossed another wire. And once they did that, the door went up.
It was a tribute befitting a notable dignitary.
People just want to keep giving it, and they just want him to have the best.
The turnout to say a final goodbye to 44-year-old Eric Oogie Bowen could not have been more remarkable. Surrounded by a large crowd of admirers, the popular street performer's casket was placed on a horse-drawn carriage following his funeral services at the New Hope Baptist Church in Newark Monday. With a large crowd chanting his name, Oogie was then transported to his final resting place. He was escorted by both police and several motorcycle clubs from the area.
Oogie! Oogie! Oogie!
He's a legend. Oogie was the Newark legend.
The beloved handicapped street performer was gunned down last Monday night on Bergen Street in Newark. There are no suspects at this time, and the motive remains a mystery.
Whoever took that one soul touched many souls.
Hundreds of people packed the church and streets on this day, not just to say farewell, but to honor the man who entertained the community for years with his impressive dance moves.
Just get your dance on and just get your Oogie on. You get your Oogie on.
That's what he was about. He would dance and laugh with everyone. He was a beautiful person inside and out.
Nadia Ramdes, News 12, New Jersey.
For retired law enforcement, Assemblyman Declan O'Scanlan says it's their right to carry.
Come on, we benefit from having people like that on the street ready to protect us.
And in our best interests to let them. Jennifer Circa is an instructor at the Bullet Hole in Belleville.
It's a wonderful thing. It helps the communities be safer.
Circa has come across her fair share of shooters and says she knows better than to worry about those who used to carry a badge.
These are guns that are in responsible hands. They are people that worked for police departments for a long time. They retired honorably, and they are now honest, law-abiding citizens, so there's no reason why they shouldn't have a firearm to be able to carry it.
We fixed loopholes, really, in original legislation.
From his office in Monmouth County, O'Scanlan says this is something that should have happened years ago. If they could carry on active duty, why not now?
The police departments on college campuses, they're real police departments. These are real, genuinely trained folks, deal with all kinds of people, us in our craziest moments. They were excluded.
Now they too can carry guns into retirement.
If you're boneheaded enough to want to keep guns out of the hands of the people that are going to protect us, I don't know, where does that argument lie?
They are still law enforcement. They are still law-abiding citizens, so there's no reason why they shouldn't have a firearm.
Lara Rollo, News 12, New Jersey.